Wacker Drive. The construction you're looking at is Phase 3. Much of the project has been completed, and I'd say it's pretty successful. People love the new Riverwalk. It certainly is great for us. It improves what is referred to as the river experience. Many of the completed portions ahead. By the way, the bridges in Chicago, they're as much a part of the architectural fabric here as any of the buildings you see. The bridge behind us we just passed under Wells Street is brand new. But great effort was made, so it looks very much like the 100-year-old bridge it replaced. A new section of the Riverwalk. This part is called the theater. They try to have a different theme between each bridge. Notice the graduating stairs to River's Edge. And it's really been popular as office workers enjoy lunchtime, watching the world go by. The tree plantings are brand new also. Say, do you want to live downtown? This glass building on your right is 60 stories, 2 years old. It's all rental. And you're in a neighborhood of $2,000 to $5,000 a month for the rent at 111 Wacker. If you're into architecture, you're looking at postmodern style on your right. This building from 1990 was designed by a gentleman from Spain, Ricardo Bofill. Postmodern architecture, a little bit more character and individuality than the previously popular modernist box by Van der Rohe. Postmodern. See the Leo Burnett building? 2 shades of gray granite. Does anybody who know Leo Burnett? They're an advertising agency. Are you familiar with the Jolly Green Giant? The Marlboro Man, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Charlie the Tuna, Tony the Tiger. Many clever themes. Leo Burnett. Hey, City Winery, pull up your canoe. Get a glass of wine and watch the world go by. It's pretty neat, huh? Brand new. Brand new. State Street here in town. The Landmark, Chicago Theater. See it to the right? Live entertainment, most often there today. Well, last weekend was Memorial Day weekend. And on the river is what is called the Vietnam Memorial Plaza. Do you see the fountains? The classic building behind goes back to 1926. All right, we're heading right about back where we began. You recognize it? And by the way, when we're on the lake, I'll limit the narrative here. Let you enjoy a pretty beautiful afternoon on the lakefront. Now, as we head towards the lake, if you're with me at all, I'm going to take you this time a head left because a landmark building is coming into view. It's on the east side of Michigan Avenue. The building I'm talking about at the moment ahead left is known as the Tribune Tower. Now, neo-Gothic would be the best description. It certainly is somewhat representative of cathedrals of Europe. The Tribune Tower is from 1928. If you walk around the base of the building, I'd like you to take note. There's a chunk of the Alamo there. How about a piece of the Taj Mahal? The Great Wall of China, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. 150 stones and bricks are embedded in the side of the Tribune Tower, collected from many properties around the world. I have read where many were actually obtained legitimately. Okay, Tribune newspaper, of course, and Chicago's WGN Radio are home there. One more left. I'll be willing to bet many are familiar with the peacock logo of NBC television. Up ahead, left. Appropriate, of course, because that is Chicago's NBC Tower. NBC Tower in Chicago is from 1990. A New Yorker Might recognize that the NBC Tower here pays a little respect in its architectural style to Rockefeller Center, New York City. A changing city, always changing. People years ago came downtown to go to work, go shopping. Well, over recent years, it's really changed because people live downtown today in huge numbers. In fact, it surely changed many communities, and especially ahead of us, east of the next bridge, Columbus Drive. I'll show you how much it has changed. To your right is south. One of the older buildings, slightly ahead right, is the Swiss Hotel. It's an attractive building in a triangle shape. But its architect designed it in that triangle shape, anticipating growth in the area. You know, the triangle design retains the views for the Swiss Hotel. I want you to notice left, east of the hotel. On the river, well, 12 years ago, there's a 9-hole golf course here. None of these buildings are here. Today, 5,000 rental and condominium units. Now, each of these buildings have a name, but the area is called the Lakeshore East Community. The city of Chicago has actually built a little park among its high-rises. And while we're cruising, look north or left, if you will. Let me tell you, everything you're looking at, residential. This part of Chicago is called Streeterville. If you are a Chicagoan and somebody asks you where you live, well, you can give them your address. But much more commonly, a Chicagoan would answer, oh, I live in Lincoln Park, Logan Square, Bucktown, Ravenswood, Roscoe Village, Andersonville. Actually, over 70 neighborhood designations. Streeterville, well, that's the area that is north of the river and east of Michigan Avenue. I'm pretty comfortable telling you, if you're a Chicagoan with a Streeterville address, you're probably doing okay. The very last bridge on the way to Lake Michigan, Lakeshore Drive. Traffic on both its levels. Been here a long time too, 1938. The other side of the bridge, the jewel of Chicago. And we're going to get a good look. What do I mean? The city of Chicago has a 28-mile shoreline. And how about this? Let's hold it back. About 18 miles of the shoreline in Chicago is pretty much a continuous public park. If you could ride a bicycle, you will love the lakefront path. And one thing makes it pretty unique also. Whether you live here or you're visiting, you are welcome. Chicago's lakefront is public property. You'd be hard-pressed to find private property on the shoreline of Chicago. That is pretty unique. There is only one way to proceed from the Chicago River and get out onto Lake Michigan. You must pass through the Chicago Harbor Lock. Now at this moment, there are vessels coming from the lock to the river. Once they are clear, it'll be our turn to head out, and I'll tell you about it. Looks like one of our sister ships is heading this way at the moment. The Lanega. I think that's a Swedish flower. You know, when I began, I said I would answer questions, and this young lady from New York thought I was sincere. No, I'm kidding, of course. The number one tourist attraction in the state of Illinois is ahead left. It is called Chicago's Navy Pier. I'll tell you more about the pier when we're out there. The harbor lock has one purpose. It controls the amount of water allowed to flow from the lake to the river. Lake Michigan out there is on average 2 to 4 feet higher than this river. The lock controls how much water is allowed to flow from lake to river. Now, the lock's operation is simple. There are 2 gates. The western gate is wide open, certainly allowing the boats to exit and us to enter. As we enter, you may notice the water line that'll be visible to you on either side. That indicates the height or the difference
조심해.
at this hour. And it is nearly 4 feet, at least the last time we went out.